Welcome to BMO Radio with your host, Eric Spencer, president of the Black Man's Option.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday edition of BMO Radio. I am your host, the Prez, Eric Spencer. I appreciate y'all tuning in tonight. As you can see from the title, we're going to talk about something that's very essential to us that are black men that are traveling. We're going to talk about health, wellness, and fitness. Now, a lot of people don't really think anything about that when they get on that plane or when they book that flight or when they're at their travel destination. But there's a growing concern that a lot of us are becoming unhealthy. And this is very detrimental in your ability to travel. Because as you travel, believe it or not, it does exert a certain amount of stress on your body. And if you are already overweight, out of shape, got man boobs, mess of breasts, mass of ass, you can't fit in the chair, then you're going to have a problem. You are just going to have a problem. Because when you get to these destinations, you pull up like you the fat boys and sit down and do all you can eat. Now, I know there's nothing wrong with that. We always want to indulge. But at the same time, we also need to have an understanding of what we're doing when we travel. Because we always say health is your wealth. But when you don't have the ability to travel because you're unhealthy, then, hey, that's going to put a damper on some of the things that you want to do. Some of the destinations you may want to travel to, they may have a higher altitude, and your lungs can't take it because your cardio is not up to speed. Or you have hypertension, but you got to get that damn jelly glazed donut just because you on vacation. And even sometimes overindulging in the alcohol. It's good to have a taste, but man, some of us, we just take it too far. And all of this will hamper your ability to enjoy the fruits of your labor and traveling overseas. So tonight, here at BMO, we decided we're going to bring in a special guest, someone that is well-versed in getting in shape. He's going to share his story tonight and give you guys some tips. He is a professional trainer. He has a YouTube channel. He's in shape. He's swole. So if you try to take his peanut butter and jelly sandwich, you might get slapped. I'm just going to say that right there. But all jokes aside, he's into travel like us. And even before the pre-show, we had an interesting conversation about different things that we could do as black men traveling. And I wanted to bring people that can give you good advice as what to do. BMO is not the end-all, be-all, but our mission is to give you the best information possible so that you can have a successful trip, you can be healthy, and you can live your best life. So without further ado, I'm going to bring up our special guest. But before I do that, I want to give y'all a preview of what our special guest tonight, who he is and what he does.
Fitness is more than transforming your body. It's about being healthy and the best version of yourself. At times, we search for our calling. But for me, it has worked the exact opposite. Fitness has called me. So when you become a part of the team, it's go time. At the end of the day, I'm not satisfied until you have reached your fitness goals. I'm here to lead, guide, and support. That's RightTrac Fitness. Be the motivation. That's the key. It will never be a right time. You just have to change your mindset by any means necessary. You have to be willing to put in the work. I'm not saying it's easy, but with determination and consistency, you will be the motivation. Give me 100%, and I give you 110. And together, we will crush your fitness goals.
I would like to welcome everybody. My man, RightTrac, Mr. Nolan Akinola. Did I say it right, Nolan?
Nolan Akinola.
Akinola.
Yes, sir.
All right, Nolan. Hey, man. Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you.
Hey, first and foremost, I went to the gym today, and after seeing that video, I was like, damn, I got to go back and finish up something because I damn sure didn't get something in. How you doing, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me, man. How are you doing?
Man, thanks for having you. Thanks for you coming on to our show, man. Feeling good, man. Feeling good.
Great.
So let me first get into this thing. Tell everybody a little bit about yourself, who you are, and RightTrac Fitness.
First off, my name is Nolan Akinola. I'm a master trainer. I have specialize in weight loss, nutrition, bodybuilding, strength and condition. I mean, everything pretty much under health and fitness. I do it. I'm an online trainer. I help people all over the world, man. I'm based in Dallas, Texas, though.
Yeah,
Yes,
Dallas.
sir.
Woo. Yeah. Hey, look, we talked about it before
Yeah.
before this show, but like I said, bro, that hard egg barbecue in Dallas, boy, I had to get off the plane for that joker. So for real. But anyway,
Oh man, some good food out here. Some good food out here.
you know what? Dallas, there is some good food over there in Addison. There used to be a place that I used to frequent a lot, and man, I forgot the name of it, but man, they had some good breakfast, and I know I used to come out there 5 pounds swole.
Oh
So
yeah.
definitely. All right, so you always didn't look like that before. And I did some research on you, and I seen your before and after pictures on your website. So what really motivated you to start getting into shape?
It's funny because this is the thing, man. Back in college, you come home and you get comfortable, and then again, I'm a parent, I'm a dad, so I had my daughter, and it was just I ate whatever I want, did whatever I want, and man, it took a toll, right? So I mean, years turned into more years, and the weight just started piling on, and I was like, oh man, I got to make a change. I wasn't happy by the way I looked. I looked in the mirror. You talked about the man boobs. I mean, I had no energy. I mean, I was tired every time I turned around. I couldn't do anything. Really was holding people up, man. So I felt like I always felt I was the lesser version of myself, man. To be honest, to be transparent.
Man, it was that man in the mirror moment, and you was like, "Yo,
Yeah,
I got to get into shape."
yeah, I had to do it. And then again, when you're a parent, it kind of becomes it's more than just you. You know what I mean? So I wanted to be there for her, make sure I set a good example. Actually, make sure I was there in her life, active, and not really. I didn't want her taking care of me versus me taking care of her. You know what I mean? So
Right. I got you. So this just started out as a personal transformation for you.
yes, it did. It did.
So how long was it before you went from it being a personal transformation into something that you could do to help motivate other people?
Um,
Like, the years before?
it was a few years, and in those few years, I was really battling, not really knowing how to do things, and trying to YouTube and trying to Google the best workouts, not really knowing what I was doing. I actually wasted a lot of time, and
Hmm.
then I started getting some results, but they were really minimal. So I began studying it and really trying to figure out how, why, what are the things to focus on. And at that point, I really started seeing changes in my body, and it wasn't just me; others started noticing it too. I go places, I'm in the gym. They say, "Hey, what is it that you're doing? Hey, what do you eat? What do you think I could do to um, complete this goal?" So at that point, I'm like, okay, you know what? I think I could really, just start helping people that was in the same position I was in, and from there, that's where it started.
So so you went from personally helping people just based on them seeing your progress
Yes,
to where did you go and make a transition like, yo, I'm gonna go get certified and all this other stuff, and actually I'm gonna make a business of it. So
yes.
was that a natural progression? Did that happen like overnight, or was that, like when did you come to that conclusion? Is, I guess, what I'm trying to say.
It wasn't long, man. It wasn't long. I always had a business head, a business mind. Also work in the home healthcare field, so
Hmm.
I'm around people that are battling diseases, that are having a hard time, just to do daily tasks and things like that. So it was kind of it wasn't out the norm for me to kind of transition into helping others with becoming the healthier version of themselves. So it was, I would say about a year or so, when I really started seeing some changes in myself is when I started helping others.
Okay. All right. All right. So now we're the network group that travels. So
Yeah.
did you travel unhealthy and then traveled healthy? And were you able to tell the difference between you traveling swole and you traveling healthy swole? I guess is a better way to put it.
Okay. We talked before. Yeah, I love again. I love traveling, and so at the beginning, it was like, I think I need to come back and be my best self, because at the beginning it was some struggles, trying to know what to eat, when to eat, just the best foods to eat when on vacation, how to handle your body, what workouts to do. So it was really a transition, just a learning experience at the beginning. But as I traveled more, as I progressed in my health and fitness journey, things got better and better.
So you able to learn how to eat when you traveled overseas
Yes, and
as you got healthier here in the States.
yes, 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 and I learned some of the things that you have to deal with and battle when you are in other countries traveling. Things like the lack of food options, and the importance of drinking water and being hydrated, things like that. So I took a lot of that back, and just was able to help people as well that way when they travel, because I have a lot of students that travel often, whether it's for work or just for their own personal, things that they do.
Is that an education process for them to say, hey, look, when you travel, say I'm going to Thailand. So do you say, hey, you're going to Thailand? These are the things that you need to look for when you travel versus you going to someplace like Colombia or DR. Is it a difference, or is it pretty much a standard a standard type menu to look for when you're traveling?
It's pretty much standard, man. It's not no Pacific place, a Pacific diet when you go certain places. It's pretty standard.
Now I know a lot of us have a problem with the portion size, and
Yeah,
I've always heard people say that you could use the size of your fist and
yeah,
whatnot as a good gauge.
yeah.
Is that something true? when you don't have a scale, or do I need to pack a scale with me and weigh my food everywhere I go?
Hey, I'm not gonna. I trust me. I have people that do that. They be in. They're in restaurants with scales, but seriously, it just depends how serious you are, man. If you can't have a scale, but that is true. So your portion size. You have your fats. The size of your fish, your protein, the size of your palm, and of course the carbs, the size of your fish. So that is very much so true.
Okay, so speaking about that, there are different modes or methods that people use, especially when they travel because of the time change difference. One that I personally use, I like the intermittent fast because I know sometimes when I travel, I may eat at this time, but
Hmm.
it may be 15 hours before I eat again.
Hmm.
And sometimes on those long flights, they feed you well on the plane, but a lot of
Hmm.
that stuff is just a bunch of carbs anyway, cookies
Hmm.
and rice and stuff and everything. So you kind of try to avoid it.
Hmm.
But do you think that there is a certain method that's good for certain goals? Saying I want to lose weight. Um, should I cut my diet down, or should I burn more calories? Or if I want to pick up some muscle, should I up my protein and stuff like that? I mean, I guess different goals require different requirements. But say I just want to still lose fat while I'm still out of the country.
Okay, you're right. If different uh, calorie intakes, there's a different things you can do. It all depends on your goal. If you're trying to continue to lose weight, you can do IF. Sometimes, if you're not, I understand that usually you're out all day, you have that breakfast, and then you have that dinner. IF is one of the things that I have used in the past. But the main thing that I do and I preach on is high intensity. Okay, so that's one of the things that you could do first thing in the morning and maintaining your calorie burn throughout the entire day into your next meal. So I would focus if I'm trying to lose weight, if I'm trying to shred fat, focus on keeping your intensities high. Okay,
Okay.
so yes, sir.
No. So explain to us, for the people that are watching that don't understand what
Okay.
HIT is.
Okay. Hit is a high intensity interval training. Okay, so it's basically keeping your heart rate at a certain level for a period of time. Specifically, anywhere between 15 minutes at about 85% is where you want to be for a high intensity workout. So, in order for you to really know that, you would have to have like a pulse reader, or most of us, we have like an Apple Watch where we could kind of see where our intensity levels, where our heartbeat rate is. So the game is, if you don't have a pulse reader, just keeping your target heart rate high. And to be exact, it's anywhere between 80 to 85%. But to know that it goes deeper to really target that exactly. But maintaining your target heart rate for a period of time,
So
that's
so
what high
now
intensity is.
so I've heard that you can gauge that by the ability for you to speak during the exercise. Say like if you're able to have a conversation while you're exercising, then you're at a low intensity, even though you may be lifting high weights.
Yeah,
But if you're at the point where you're gasping while you're trying to speak during the exercise, then you're probably in that fat burning range. Am I
yeah.
correct?
Definitely, definitely. And then if you're trying to, the range for high intensity for burning calories is 85%, 80 to 85%. So that's where you want to be for high intensity.
Now that 85% is based on your BPM, right?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
And it's based on your resting heart rate. So like that's what
Okay.
I was saying. It's an actual equation that you have to use to actually get that.
Yeah, because I've seen the ranges like on the gym, they'll say,
Yeah.
if you're 25, 35, 45,
Yeah.
and your BPM is this range, you're in fat burning, or you're
Mhm.
in this high, this and whatnot. So,
Yeah.
I know it fluctuates with age and stuff. So,
Yeah.
okay, all right, all
Yeah.
right. Well, I'm not there yet, so
Yeah.
I'm still working on it. But Let me ask you a question because I get this a lot. Uh, Give me your opinion on weights versus calisthenics versus resistance bands. As
Okay,
far
wait.
as weights, like if you're using weights to work out versus people doing calisthenics, pull-ups, push-ups, dips, like the Barbell Brothers, those guys online versus resistance bands. Some people like to use resistance band because they feel like they get more of a control over the curl or whatever exercise they're doing. Do you have a preference between the two, or do you switch amongst those three choices?
I definitely have a preference. I always recommend weight training because it just does so much. You burn more calories with weights. You build muscle with weights. Calisthenics, that you really is more maintaining what you have, because if you're not putting more stress on your body that it can handle, you're not building any muscle. You get what I'm saying? So you would have
Yeah.
to do things to try to add intensity if you were using body weight. For example, maybe some elevated push-ups or some of that nature. You would have to add some type of intensity. So if your goal is to build muscle, you would definitely, weights is where you need to be. So resistance bands, it just depends on which type. Okay, now if you're using bands to for weights, you can build muscle that way. But as far as in building muscle and really burning the most calories, weights is what I recommend, man, because you can't build muscle with calisthenics when you're not putting more stress than your body can handle. Usually, it, for example, push-ups. Usually, push-ups. Most of us could do a push-up. It's not really not something that's that intense. You know what I
Right.
mean? So weights is where you get the most stress on your muscles, and ultimately you build muscle because you're putting more weight and more intensity on your body than what it could normally handle.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I like to mix it up.
Yeah.
Weights and whatnot. Right now, the band stuff. I don't. During the COVID stuff when the gyms were closed, uh, I was using bands in conjunction with the calisthenics because the gyms were closed. So I'd go
Mhm.
do the pull up bars. But you're right. You're doing 15 down, 20 down, 25 down push ups. You end up doing 300 or 400 push ups, and yeah, you get the pump. But it's like when you go from doing the calisthenics push up and you go to try to throw that bench press up 225, it
Mhm.
doesn't translate. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it's like
Right.
I can't throw that 225 up, but
Mhm.
I can do four 500 push-ups.
Right, because that's because that you're not building strength with that. We're doing body weight. You're not building strength to go to the gym and really do significant amount of weight on the bench press or the deadlift or whatever it is that you may want to do at the gym. And resistance bands is more, again, maintenance. A lot of people that recovering from past injury, they use resistance bands because you could kind of get a similar effect when you're using resistance bands and just not have to be out the game completely. So a lot of people that are recovering from different injuries, they like to use resistance bands. So that's another. And then if you're traveling as well, you may, if it's but like I said, I prefer most. I have not traveled anywhere that did not have a gym. So, like I
There
said,
you go.
I prefer to go ahead and get in the gym. Go ahead and get in the gym. But like, if you just don't have anything, resistance bands are good just to try to maintain while you're out.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that as like when you travel and stuff, a lot of places they do have gyms available,
Yeah.
and you have access to them, and
Mhm.
even some of the supplements and stuff that they have there, they also have here they have there,
Yeah.
and in some cases even better
Yeah.
than what we have here because of being in the country and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so let me ask you a two-part question. The first part is how important is diet in your transformation process?
I'm sorry.
Uh, your diet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah, yeah. How important is the diet in the overall process? Because like you said before, we got proteins, fats, and carbs and
yeah.
stuff. But different people react to different ways. to diets, but it's still, from what I've been able to ascertain, it's what you put in your mouth. Abs are made in the kitchen, not the weight room, from what I've been told.
Yeah, well, just overall, your overall diet is the food that you eat is basically your energy source, right? So
Hmm.
the thing is, it's not just for physical activity. It's not just for physical activity alone, but it's for digestion, it's for circulation, it's for nutrient delivery. So it's not just for your, just for that. You get what I'm saying? So if you're not eating healthy, it could affect your daily activities, how much you could do. It could affect blood flow in your body. Of course, your breathing. And honestly, if you're not eating right, you're not going to feel your best. You get what I'm saying? So it
Yeah,
affects a
definitely.
number of things.
So yeah, so that's interesting because, like I said before the show, we were talking about different eating methods, and we've heard keto, carnivore, vegan, which I don't. I tried vegan, and I no, that's not for me. I like
Yeah,
meat,
yeah.
but but the overall balanced diet and all the other stuff. Uh, is there any certain eating method that you like for certain goals? Like, do you switch off between what you eat, or do you just maintain your balanced diet? You don't, go from keto if you want to lean, or do you go to a carnivore, or do you go to high protein, low carb? I mean, what is your overall strategy? Do you switch up, or is it something that you just maintain and you find out what works with your body?
Well, I prefer to be okay. This is what I tell my students, and I talk to a lot of people about this. Sustainability is what you want, and I found that having a balanced diet is the most sustainable diet, because you're not limited to any amount of foods. You're not limited to protein. You're not limited to carbs. You could get a variety of foods and actually enjoy some of the things that you love. So I prefer the balanced diet, and it depends on what I'm doing at the time. But primarily, year round, I'm on a balanced diet. So it's not, I don't have to go high protein or low carbs. The only time I may do low carbs, and it's not really low to where it would fall in the keto category, but it'll be low enough if I'm prepping for some type of photo shoot or some type of something I was going to be in front of a lot of cameras. I may take my carbs down, but for the most part, it's a balanced diet.
Okay. All right. All right. And the second part of that question is supplementation. There's all this stuff out here with supplementation and whatnot. They say this way works this way, this way works that way for you if you take this. Uh,
Mhm.
what is your approach on supplementation, and if you use any, what are they?
Well, the basis that you always want to take, you want to take a multivitamin because it's just hard to get all our vitamins in throughout the day. It's so a good multivitamin, um, vitamin D, to strengthen our bones and make sure our bones are good and strong. Vitamin C, it helps fight off the toxins in our body, helps build our immune system, and our fish oil. Our fish oil, it helps, protects our cells and make sure our cells that's in our body are nice and strong. So those are the bases that you want to stick with, just for any health or fitness goals. Those are the bases. And
Okay.
when you go into protein supplementation, then it depends on your goal, on what you're trying to do.
Okay. So, how do you feel about creatine? Because I know a lot of people, they use creatine supplementation,
Mhm.
and they cycle it off and on,
Yeah.
in conjunction with the multivitamin, the fish oil,
Mhm.
the omega threes, the vitamin D
Mhm.
K2
Mhm.
combo, and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, but some people say they swear by creatine, which I use creatine off and on cycling, and
Mhm.
I've been reading some benefits. As you get older, it
Mhm.
has increased benefits, especially with
Mhm.
building muscle and stuff. Uh,
Mhm. Mhm.
what is your opinion about that?
I also take creatine. I cycle on and off maybe every 4 to 6 weeks, just because it takes a toll on your kidneys.
Uh
So
huh.
I just cycle on and off. And it's good. It helps with your, recycling your energy levels, and that's what really it hydrates your muscles, and you're able to lift a little bit longer, and it gives you a little more energy, and that's why people like to use it. But again, if you take too much of it, it can affect your kidneys and cause kidney dysfunction.
Right. Now, and another thing in conjunction with the kidney is the water. A
Yes,
lot of people
yes,
are not drinking enough water, and being dehydrated can lead to other things. Now,
yes.
I've heard uh, you take half of your body weight, and that's what you drink. For me, I'm right at 210, so that's roughly almost a gallon of water a day uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
that I drink
Hmm.
through a personal filtration system I have installed in my home.
Hmm.
Now, is that the standard? Would you recommend that for people, especially when you're traveling? Because a lot of people get dehydrated when they travel and don't understand
Hmm.
that they're dehydrated because they think they're up in the airplane and everything is okay.
Hmm.
But as you travel up and down, your blood changes because of the altitude.
Yeah.
So you could become dehydrated and not know it.
Hmm. Hmm.
So what do you recommend as far as the water cycle intake anyway?
As far as an intake, it's recommended for men 100 ounces a day from water, and another 10% from food. So if you're getting 100 ounces a day, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah. Now, does that have effect on your hormonal balance if you're not getting enough, or is that more related to the fats that you take in?
Well, just your overall circulation of your body. Just your being able to deliver the nutrients to your body, being able to feel energized. The lack of if you're not hydrated, that affects your whole overall energy levels. So it's not. It also affects your hormones delivery, but it also affects delivery of other needed nutrients in the body.
Okay.
That's when you start feeling the effects of being dizzy, headaches, and it even affects you psychologically, because then you start to think that you're really hungry, and it's not hunger, it's the fact that you're just dehydrated. So it does
Right.
also affect those hormones as well.
Right. Yeah, I've heard that. I'm an advocate of a gallon a day, and I usually put a
Hmm.
teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt in that gallon,
Hmm.
so so that I can drink it and stay
Hmm.
hydrated
Hmm.
and get my electrolytes. Because I know drinking a
Hmm.
lot of water a day, sometimes you urinate that out, some of the nutrients that you take in. So you want to make sure you put that stuff back in it. And I personally like pink Himalayan salt, so that's just my go-to. But that's definitely important because I think when we travel, there's a lot of people that don't drink enough water, and when they get to their destination, they're dehydrated and don't realize it, and they're so happy to be out of the United States that they go straight for the liquor, and then it's a
Yeah,
wrap.
yeah, 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 yeah.
they, they be so happy to get out of the states. So let me ask you one more question. What do you recommend for guys that don't know where to start? You know, they're listening in tonight and they say, hey, you know what? I'm over here in Thailand and I'm looking in the mirror and, you know, I just need to lose some weight. Uh, where do I start at? And let me preface it by saying that, we just recently came back from Thailand, and to me, they have a lot of non-GMO food. Fresh fruit, fresh food is in abundance, eggs, protein sources, seafood, all that other stuff. But sometimes you get in certain places and you get complacent, and instead of you taking advantage of being in a good place, you just want to sit down and eat a double whopper with cheese because that's what you used to.
Hmm.
How do you make that transition? And I heard you say it's mindset. So I guess if I'm over here in Thailand, what mindset do I need first to take advantage of uh, the opportunities where I'm at to start getting into shape? Because I know it's a mindset thing before you start hitting the gym.
Well, first you have to honestly. I talk about this all the time, man. I just recently did a post about motivation. A lot of people look for motivation. My thing is, it starts with discipline. Okay, so you have to know why is it that you want to lose weight? What are the implications that may happen if you don't lose the weight? Who does it affect? Being overweight. Is it just you, or are you? Is it more than? Do you have a family? Do you have kids? You think of your why and why you're doing this in the first place. Okay, it's not just. It's good to have the appearance, but your health is also is the most important thing. You get what I'm saying? So
Definitely.
so you start with nutrition. We talked about it. You cannot out train a bad diet. So if you were just starting and you was trying to get into fitness and lose weight, it starts with the mindset, figuring out what is your why. Why are you doing this? Okay, and then you would just go and look at yourself and decide, okay, if I want to do this, I need to start putting some healthier options, healthier foods in my body. So in order to do that, you have to the main thing is to focus on a balanced diet. Okay, this is where you can get a variety of foods. You don't have to be subject to one particular food, one particular item. You get a variety of foods and track your foods. That's the main thing, is tracking your food so you can know what you're putting in your body and making sure that you're doing that on a consistent basis. Consistency is the key. Consistency is the key.
That you heard it. RightTrac said consistency is the key. So consistently stay your ass out of Burger King and get that double whopper with cheese, and you'll be all right. All right, Nolan. Hey man. So I want to bring up two of my BMO brothers. And they want to ask you some questions. And if anybody that's in the group chat or Facebook or YouTube, they want to come up ask Nolan some questions. While he's got some time because he has a busy schedule, and he was very gracious to come in and share his knowledge with us tonight. Put it in the chat, or we'll drop the link, one or the other. But we do have two brothers that definitely are into the fitness as much as you are, and they definitely want to ask you some questions. I want to ask you a couple questions too, but I'm gonna go ahead and bring them on. First and foremost, I got my man G Dub in the lower. I guess he in the lower right hand side. G Dub, what's going on, man?
What's up, fellas? What's up, Mr. Nolan? How you doing, brother?
You doing, brother?
And then my man, the ghost with the most, Travis T, in the lower right hand corner. What's up, Travis?
What's up?
Hold on. Let me see. I might have missed Travis. Okay, can you hear me now, Travis?
Yeah. Hey.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah.
We go. All right. So I'm gonna ask my question first, and then I'll let them come on behind it. So myself, I'm 50, and a lot of guys, they say, well, you don't look 50 and whatnot and everything. I say that's good. That means I'm doing something right. But at the same time, you hear people say, well, you shouldn't work out as much because you're 50 now. You should slow down and maybe just kind of take it easy. I'm coming off an injury, but can't stop, won't stop. I'm still gonna hit that gym and just deal with it. What is your opinion about older brothers? Because we do have a lot of older brothers in our group saying that, well, I can't hit the gym as hard, or maybe I shouldn't work out because I might injure myself. What is your opinion about that?
This for me, Eric.
Yeah. It's for you, Nolan. I already know. I know them.
That's why it's important to supplementation, man. Making sure you're eating nutritious foods, making sure you taking your vitamin D, you taking your vitamin C, and you can do weights. I mean, I'm not saying you have to go in there and be the Incredible Hulk, but you can do weights. Just take it easy and go a little light, and what you could do physically. If what you could do if you could do tens, do tens. You don't have to grab the 50s. You get what I'm saying? So go in there and do it.
Yeah, I understand that, but I ain't finna grab no tens. I mean, I yeah. I mean, I get what you're saying.
I don't mean that literally.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean by less weight. I mean less weight.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Less weight, man. Don't be afraid to do less weight.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I mean.
Yeah, but I do understand what you're saying. Sometimes when you go through that, you have the ego that gets involved with lifting, but at the same time, know what you're in there for and what you're trying to do, and just
Right.
stick with that. Instead of
Right.
trying to be in there, because I don't have any need for me to be bench pressing 315. So
Exactly.
yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, man. So y'all got any questions for Nolan, G Dub, Travis?
Yeah, I
I
got.
know
I'm
y'all.
gonna shoot one at him.
Yeah,
I'm gonna shoot.
yeah,
I'm gonna shoot one at him.
Okay,
yeah. I
go
got
ahead, shoot
one.
me. Go
Nolan,
ahead, G Dub.
Nolan. When you do personal training, right?
Yeah.
Do you teach them? Because when I used to train people, I taught them the protocol in the gym. A lot of people, when I go to the gym, there's no type of protocol that it's an unspoken word on certain things that you're supposed to do as far as putting the weights up proper, if somebody's using it and things of that nature. Do you teach them that, like teach them basically when you cut the tether from them, they know how to go in there and operate in the right way in the gym?
Yes, I go through all of that, man. So it's different phases, that I teach. Building strength to endurance to building muscle. So, like you said, a lot of people go in the gym and just lift whatever and really don't really have a purpose. And when you go in the gym, you have to have a purpose on what you're doing. And to be honest, it starts with building a good foundation, which is building strength. And then
Right.
also along with that, we go with the things on how to rack the weights, the importance of racking the weights, even spotting techniques and things like that. If you're not able to have a spotter, just different spotting techniques. So we go through all of that in my program. That's extremely important because you
What
don't
do
want
you
to. Because number one, if you don't have a strategy, you don't have phases, you could delay a goals, and then if you don't know the proper techniques, you could hurt yourself.
what do you feel about people using multi machines at the same time?
You talking about like a superset?
No, just like I'm on this bench press, but I want to go over here to these cables real quick, and and this is at the height of, and this is what I'm talking about. Pro, this is at the height of like the gym. Like the gym hours are like whatever the treadmill says. Like they say, be courteous, be on the treadmill for only 45 minutes at the height of from 5 to 7, because that's when everybody come in. Well, you have people at the gym that basically want to keep this bench and go ahead on and do some arms where they're holding up two machines. So what do you feel about that when people do that? And even if, like you said, they doing supersets, but there's a certain time you should be able to do that, and it shouldn't be at the height of when a whole lot of people. It's just being inconsiderate. Another part of
So you
gym.
so G, you talking about gym etiquette?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, yeah, okay. I just
Well,
want to make sure.
yeah, I love supersets and I love trisets and I love giant sets. You burn the most calories doing that, man, and that really takes the intensity up to another level. So in my program, we have alternatives. So if something is occupied, or if it's just jam packed, there's other stuff that if, whatever we targeting,
Okay.
that you have options to doing that'll still give you the same level of intensity, employ the same amount of stress on the muscle.
Right. Right. Good. Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
That's a
now,
good
now, now,
answer.
now, now to answer your question, if they over there and they in the way, what I do is I stand in front of them and I wear a stopwatch around my neck and I hit the stopwatch and be like, okay, yeah, you on the clock, you on that phone, it's time for you to get up. Because I have
And that's
literally,
that's what kills me. Yeah. Go ahead.
yeah. I mean, but I've been through that. I've actually gone through and said, look, dude, I done with 2 exercises and came back. You still over here. You ain't working out. You just out here working out. You in the way. So you need to
Right.
get out the way.
Yeah.
Either that or I walk up to them and say, hey man, how many sets you got left? And they're like, I got 2. So I put my stopwatch on. Okay, click. And I'll walk away and I'll stand across the 2 or 3 steps from them and wait for them to finish. I ain't bullying anybody. I just letting them know if you ain't here to work out, do what you need to do and get the hell on. That's all.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm mindful too. A lot of times, and I know the machines that people want to get on, and I just take it upon myself to do something else that's similar. It's not that, but it'll give. But everyone don't know the different techniques and tactics. But
Yeah.
since I'm in the fitness game and I study this stuff every day, I just I go ahead and let everyone else get their weights in and have a good workout, man. Because we're all in there. We all have a common goal, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to be selfish, especially on something that I'm passionate about, man.
Definitely.
But a lot of
definitely
people don't know. A lot of people don't know. There's so many machines that hit the same body, but they're so used to doing that one machine. Where
Exactly.
that's where the knowledge needs to come in and say, okay, if there's a weight that I can do, but there's a cable that does the same thing, and I need to have at least 3 things in my tool bag. Where if this is being, especially if you work out right after the work hours, you need to have an alternative machine to hit the same body part. And that's going to cut down a lot of your work time, because if you're sitting waiting for a particular machine, you're not going to come the next day talking about, that's an excuse. So when our mind, when we try to work out, and most people don't have that discipline and they're building that discipline, that's one of the things in their mind that's going to make them have an excuse not to come.
Right.
Yeah.
And they don't know that the key into really building muscle, getting that that shredded look, or getting the muscle definition, is working the muscle in different angles. And in different angles mean different machines.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Travis, what you got, Travis?
Yeah, I want you to comment on, obviously, when we in our 20s and 30s, we can eat anything and work out and burn it right off. I noticed in my late 30s, I started, the love handles and the man boobs came. I firmly believe as we get older, it's 80% of the game as far as nutrition. A lot of brothers, they just can't give up. Man, they can't give up Burger King and McDonald's. Obviously, we know that stuff's got chemicals in it. They just can't give it up. I try to tell brothers, you gotta cook yourself. You gotta cook these same delicious foods. You can make it home. Like tonight, I had a smash burger. I had a pepper jack bison smash burger, and I use the bilo tallow for the fat. Because the bison is lean. So would you I'm pretty sure you're in agreement. It's all nutrition as we get older, right? We gotta really pay attention to what we eat. I mean, down to the salt.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Now I was saying, the Western world diet is straight. It's poison. Everything. I mean, even down to the condiments, the mayonnaise. It's got kryptonite in it. Soybean oil. Brothers got to really become scholars. Brothers got to become scholars in nutrition, because it's booby traps everywhere.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't really. I'm glad you said that, because you talk to people and it's like you talking to a foreign language when you say you even have to watch your condiments.
Yeah, oblivious.
It's crazy. And what really kind of irks me today is we have people in the fitness industry. I don't know if it's just they're trying to sell things or they don't know what they're talking about. They give you things to eat. They tell you what's the best protein, the best this and the best that, but they're leaving out key things that you have to look for, primarily sodium. A lot of people don't look at sodium intake and things like that. Yeah. It could be high in protein, it could be low in carbs, but it could have a ton of sodium, which is really, I mean, you're gaining is so much health implications that you could, start dealing with for consuming too much sodium. And even in condiments, a lot of people don't understand condiments are full of sodium. Yeah. It's full of sodium. Yeah. So just really, taking consideration, like you say, condiments, and really read the food labels. Read your food labels. How much sugar? How much added sugars? You get what I'm saying? That are not natural sugars. So nutrition is the game. Is the game. And
would you say I spent time with I had a cousin. I spent time with him last week. He's 300 pounds, and obviously, he was saying how, man, I'm like on I'm way advanced, and he's like on a first grade level. Would you recommend the brothers that's starting out two things they need to avoid: sugar and seed oils. Would you say that's a good start? Just to start.
Sugar and what did you say?
Sugar and seed oils. It's in everything. It's kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to start. It's kind of.
Yeah, like rapeseed oil and all
that. Yeah, soybean oil, canola oil.
Yeah,
all that garbage.
Sodium for sure.
Okay.
Stay away from sodium and things that are high in sugar. Sodas, dairy products. I mean, all of that. Sodas will kill you.
Now hold up. Now I gotta rebuke this dairy now. I rebuke. No, a lot of people, dairy's got a bad rap. Conventional dairy, yes.
Okay.
It's trash.
Explain yourself. Go ahead.
I mean, like ice cream and things like that. Milkshake, ice cream, stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Conventional dairy, trash.
Yeah.
But I do consume a lot of cheese. I don't drink a lot of milk. But if I do drink milk, it's grass fed. So would you say
just limit it? 10% of your calorie intake, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
If it's 10%,
okay, moderate. Okay.
Yeah. If it's 10% or under, you're okay.
Okay.
Okay, so moderate. Okay, I'm with that.
Yeah.
Now, when you said sodium, now a lot of people think salt. Now, obviously, correct me if I'm wrong. Now, the iodine salt, which is pretty much they stripped away all the trace minerals. Mm-hmm. Sea salt, Celtic salt, Raymond sea salt, which is my favorite salt. This is actually good salt. This is salt your body needs. So when you say sodium, you're not referring to, because like when I make a burger, I load it down with that Redmond salt. It's got them trace minerals. So would you say this type salt brothers should avoid, or just like sodium, unnecessary amounts of sodium?
Unnecessary,
like MSG sodium.
Unnecessary amounts, man. If you keep your salts between 1500 to 2300, you're good.
Moderate, I got you.
Yeah,
that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter the source of the salt, because I used to think like that too.
Yeah,
and they was like, even though you're taking in a healthier version of the salt, it still counts towards that sodium.
Yeah.
So
okay.
If you exercise a little bit more, yeah, you're able to take in a little bit more sodium. But if you're somebody that's sedentary or whatnot, and you're just drinking, you're drinking water and stuff, you need to have a healthier source of salt. Yeah, that iodine salt, that's trash. That stuff is trash.
That's trash. Yeah, that's some Western world trash.
That's why it's important to track your foods, so you can know where you're at in your levels. Because it's easy to go crazy, especially on sugars and sodium. It's easy. I see it all the time.
You know what? And it's funny because
you know what?
Go ahead, Travis. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's funny because
go ahead.
Go ahead, Travis. Go ahead, man.
Okay, what I was gonna say is, as far as I'm with you regarding. Now, I hate measuring food. So a lot of brothers like myself hate measuring food. So I think intermittent fasting actually eliminates that, because obviously what you can do is, and it works for me. And there's so many ways, my way, your way. It all leads. If it leads to getting in shape, it getting in shape. But to kind of compress your meals, like for me, I eat 2 solid meals a day. 2, and I as far as weighing, man, that's a pain. I hate doing that. So would you say? I'm not talking about eating 2 junk meals, but eat 2 highly nutritious meals. And obviously, when you eat that, you full. You don't eat nothing. I'm talking about,
Okay, so what's nutritious? Well, I mean,
okay, your complex carbs, your protein, your good fats.
So how many calories a day are you consuming?
It's a good question. I think my metabolic rate. I think I'm about, I want to say $2,700, not 2,700 calories. 2,700 calories to maintain. So me personally, I always try to be in a caloric deficit because I just want to look lean. Okay. I guess it depends on, I always want to be in a caloric deficit.
It depends on your goal, man. So
that's true.
All of this stuff depends on your goal. So you could eat 3,000, you could eat 2,500, you could eat 2,000. I mean,
right.
It just depends on what your goal is. what your
That's
goal
true.
is, and then from your goal, that's how you determine and set up how you eat your foods and what to eat and how much to eat. So without having
That's
a
true.
goal, you really, I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's nowhere to go.
Right,
You know what I'm
right.
saying?
you're right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Obviously, if you want to muscle up, you need to go in a caloric surplus. You're right. You
Right.
want to
So
lay down.
it just depends on what your goal is. So if your goal is to build
That's
muscle,
true.
you have to be in a surplus. If your goal is to lose weight, you have to be in a deficit. If your lifestyle causes you not to only eat once or twice, you may want to do intermittent fasting, but it's a way to get certain amount of calories in based on your goal. So your goal determines everything. And
Hey, hey,
Yeah.
I want you to speak with something. I know it's a lot of brothers watching this channel, the truck drivers, and everybody I know that drive trucks, man. Their sleep is off. My homeboy, he gained he gained 90 pounds in the truck. What do you tell brothers that drive trucks, man? How can they eat healthy? Because obviously it's a shit show out in the road. What can
I
you
can
tell?
answer that. I drive trucks. I drive
Go ahead, go ahead.
trucks. I can tell you. First of all, you got to figure out where your body is and what's your schedule. Because if you're a truck driver, most likely you have a schedule. What I do is like I got to get up at 2:30 in the morning. I don't like to eat breakfast that early. I'll get a protein shake.
Discipline.
Yeah.
Discipline, right?
Yeah.
I'll get a protein shake. I'll get water, and I may get some type of grain bar to eat because you have to be
Okay.
up and you have to be awake. But if you are a truck driver and you have those hours, most likely you get off about maybe 10:30 or whatever in the morning. That's what time I get off. I have to rest first before I hit the gym. And it's all about discipline because a bad workout is better than no workout right now.
Yeah.
And until you get that schedule down, it's about hydration, hydration, hydration. Because what I do is I drive, I get out, take the load out, put it back in. So I'm constantly moving. And that's kind of cardio yourself. But you have to be disciplined, get as much rest as you can.
Yep.
If you're not an early person to eat, get something with fluids with proteins in it. Cut the salt, cut the sugar, get something real. I get this this protein mix that's pretty good, but a kacha or something like that, and I really like it, and it gives me my what I need to get through the day. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll eat something when I get home, rest, and do it. But it's just all about discipline. And like I know it's a lot of brothers out there that's getting confused because it's like, man, I can't do this because it's too much information. You guys are talking about numbers and things like that. The thing what you want to do, brothers, try to cut down on what you normally eat, that bad food, because you're not going to go, when you go cold turkey, you always fail. You're going to have to wean yourself off of those bad foods. In balance, start walking. I always tell somebody, if you want to work out, no matter if you want to be a dragster or a pace car, you're going to have to get your breathing together. The first thing that you should do, the cornerstones of your working out should be cardio. You got to lose the weight first because you can't see the muscle through the fat.
Nope, you sure can't. You sure can't. Trust me. I had this little injury
Baby
and I got
step.
a whole bunch of fat I'm trying to get off me. But I want to double back around to something you said earlier about labeling, and it kind of dovetails into what G was talking about, is that a lot of people don't understand reading the labels and what's in it. My epiphany was when I started looking at the labels trying to avoid soy. And I went to the supermarket and I'm looking at all the sauces, all the vinaigrettes and all the other stuff. And the first thing you see is soy, barbecue sauce, all that stuff. And it's like, wow, everything that you use as a condiment for the most part has soy in it because the government supplements the farmers to grow it. And as you know, soy is detrimental to us as men. It damn sure
Testosterone
kills your
drops.
testosterone.
Drop.
So I had to be very particular about even the sauce that I
Kryptonite.
use. Yeah. So it's and now there are more healthier options where they're coming out. There's a barbecue sauce that I use that is strictly organic ingredients. There's no soy,
Primal
no
Kitchen.
anything like that. Yeah, stuff like that. And even in my sauces, but people don't understand the importance of being able to look at a label and be able to ascertain what's in it. And this
Mm-hmm.
applies to anybody, because to me that's a healthy way for you to maintain what you're doing, even when you're a truck driver. Because I know a lot of truck drivers, and I tell them the same thing. I was like, your problem is that you're sitting for 7 to 8 hours. I said, when you get out and you wait for it to get unloaded or whatnot, I said, take some steps. I said, the other thing too is, pack your food. Or when you go places, make healthier choices. Maybe you don't have to get that double whopper with cheese with the onion rings and stuff like that. Maybe you can just get you some grilled stuff. It might not be the best, but at least you're starting to get into the habit of learning how to make those schedules, stops, and what the intake. Because there's a lot of them that are healthy. They do that blood work, and man, they're in a world of hurt. That's the real deal, for real. Eat half of what you normally eat. Man, look, I got a big appetite. That's my problem. I can eat a lot. I mean, I can sit down
But
and
you
eat.
burn it. You burn it. You be in a weight room. There's that balance.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
but
people
even
that sit and
still
watch.
though,
The
But
yeah, I
Eric,
housewives.
when
don't.
you say Eric, when you say I got a big appetite too, and I suppress that by I skip a meal or two, and then when I eat, I throw down and I enjoy myself.
Well,
But I guess it.
but go ahead.
Go
But
ahead.
see, Nolan, go ahead. You going to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say about skipping meals. Man, if you can
Yeah.
try to eat, if weight loss is the goal, if weight
Right.
loss is
Mm-hmm.
the goal, try to
Mm-hmm.
eat every 2 to 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just saying, because this is the thing. When we eat, if it's split up like that, your body is able to absorb those nutrients in a timely fashion. Versus if you wait a long period of time, it can't be absorbed in the fashion it's supposed to be. And then that's where you could go to fat gain. You get what I'm saying? So if you
Mm-hmm.
eat a lot of
Yeah.
food at one time, it's going to go to, more than likely, it's going to go to increased fat storage. So it's
Because
important, if weight loss is the goal, every 2 to 3 hours, try to eat
yeah.
something. It may not be a big meal, but try to eat something nutritious, man. If weight
But the
loss is
conven-
the goal.
the conventional thought is the opposite of what people think. I'm talking about people. We all know. All of us been in the gym, so we know. But
Yeah.
if you eat, I tell the people I talk to, if you eat 5 meals a day, well, won't you get fat? No, because your body is saying, okay, I trust you to give
Yes.
me these meals on time, and I'm going to burn this. But when you don't eat and you wait hours to eat, your body is saying, okay, I'm going to need to store this
Mm-hmm.
and give it to you on a time release, and
Mm-hmm.
that keeps the fat on you.
Mm-hmm.
So 5 meals are better than 2 to 3 meals because your
Mm-hmm.
body trusts you and it expand. It will use the energy because it knows it's coming again. You have to be on that schedule.
Now, oh, go ahead, Nolan, because I want to say something to that.
And that's the sustainable approach. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you could sustain that. These
Mm-hmm.
other things, like eating one time a day, two times. It's certain times I would use those methods. Again, if I'm
That'll
preparing,
shred you up. That'll shred you up fast. That 1 meal a day.
if I'm preparing for like a photo shoot, or if I'm going to be in front of a lot of cameras. But if
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
if it's for weight loss, you have to eat at least five
Yeah.
meals a day. You have to.
Okay.
So now
All
let
right.
me say this, because I'm a proponent for intermittent fasting. I don't normally eat breakfast. Usually my first meal of the day is around 12 o'clock. So but I try to eat from either 12 to 8 or from 1 to 9. So I'm basically intermittent fasting 16/8. So once I hit my numbers calorically, then it shouldn't matter, or does it matter if I'm getting it? Like, I'll eat at 1, I'll eat at 3. I may have a pre-workout when I'm going to the gym. I'll come home and have a shake post-workout, and then about 30, 45 minutes later, I eat one more time, and that's it. And to me, I count each time I put food in my mouth as a meal. So does that enter the realm of hitting 4 or 5 meals in an 8-hour time frame? Is that sufficient? Because I've always intermittent fasting, it just works for my body.
Yes,
Okay.
it
So
is.
so a meal would still be considered, even though it's a pre-workout. I put a little bit of honey, some beetroot, and I got 1 scoop of protein in it and all the stuff that have me primed, and then the post-workout. But I still consider that pre-workout a meal because it has protein and it has carbs in it. Even though it's from beetroot and honey, it still has carbs in it. So I consider that a meal in itself.
If you hit your numbers within that, that's exactly. Okay, go ahead.
No. That's what I was trying to find out, because I want to clarify that, because when people say meals, people think about a meal. You got proteins, fats, and carbs. And my approach has always been, anytime I'm putting something in my mouth, that's a meal. So if I'm eating a first meal at 12, another meal at 2 or 2:30, and then I take this protein shake with the honey and the beetroot in it around 5, hit the gym, come home at 7:30, have my post-workout shake, and then eat another 30, 45 minutes after that. So that's my eating window, and I've had 5 meals because I opened my mouth 5 times and put something in it.
Okay, well, 3 meals. Okay, I'm going to tell you what I teach. 3 meals is 5 meals is three not heavy meals, but something that includes carbs, fats, and proteins. Okay, so that's a meal, right?
Okay.
And then the other are the 2 snacks. I could that includes protein or whatever I may have, whether it's some turkey jerky or honey oats granola bar. Those are considered my snacks. Okay. So, but whatever meal you have, it just depends on what your meal plan is and what your calories are set to. If you get it in that window, that's fine. That's actually how I prefer it, because you have to feed your body. Honestly, I don't prefer eating twice a day. I mean, if that's all you can eat, you have no other alternative. You get what I'm saying? If there's absolutely no way for you to consume 5 meals a day, the last resort is 2 meals. I have some students that it's impossible for them to do it, that are traveling, and then they're in conferences in the morning and they don't get back to the hotel or home till late at night. It's impossible for them to eat 5 meals. So we resort into intermittent fasting. But if you can go ahead.
I got a good question for you. What do you do? It's a lot of brothers got blood sugar issues. Now, obviously, eating that many times, oh man, it's like throwing fuel on the fire for a diabetic. So, what do you do with somebody that's got blood sugar issues with?
You have to eat
that many times.
You have to eat food that's lower on the glycemic level, that's lower on the GI chain. So that goes. Okay, go ahead.
So you saying still eat your 5 meals, but not foods that are spiking insulin. Okay.
Right. You have to have you have to have them ones that are low on the GI chain, on the GI index, because nutrition is the key, man. So that's one of the things that a lot of trainers they don't and a lot of coaches they don't talk about, because you have people dealing with a number of issues, and like you say, blood sugar, high blood sugar. So you just have to know, especially in fruits, and I know it may be getting off topic, but you like, people like watermelon, pineapples, all of those things.
No, you on topic. No, that's good.
Like, avoid that, especially if you have blood sugar issues. Stick with the blackberries, the raspberries, the strawberries,
blueberries.
That's what you stick to.
Yeah. Speak on that. A lot of brothers think all fruit is healthy. No.
No.
Speak on that.
Limit fruit. If I do 1 serving, if any, limit fruit. If you must have a fruit, to 2 servings a day. All right. Stay away from tropical fruit.
Do you put them in your smoothies?
It just depends on how busy my day may be.
I got you.
But I do put them in smoothies. Dark leafy greens. A lot of people don't do kale, but spinach is good.
Yeah,
I do collard greens because I'm black.
That's the best.
Collard greens is good.
Collard greens.
But you're right. You're right, Travis. A lot of people think you could just eat an endless amount of fruit. Fruit at the end of the day is sugar.
Yeah.
So so you have to limit that. I even tell some of my students, okay, if you're going to do, pineapple, if you're going to do it, and that's rarely, if they do that, it's on like a refeed meal, or it's at a time where they may be at a social gathering, and we've already prepared a week prior to. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
strategies with certain people, but just generally avoid tropical fruits. Stick with the strawberries, the raspberries, and you're good to go, man. But for sure.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay,
All the berries. All the
So-
berries.
All
so-
berries.
so the whole thing about the workout and the post-workout shake is that you want to be able to shuttle the nutrients to your muscles as fast as possible. So at that time, you want to use a simple carb in your post-workout shake. Is that the same? Is that the same principle that you need to adhere to versus what we just talked about? Say in my post workout, I put 2 scoops of protein, some almond milk and whatnot, and then I throw a pineapple, a banana, a ripened banana, something in there, because I know that
Spike your blood sugar. Yeah.
right, because I know at that point in time my body is ready to receive it because I just went to the gym. But outside of that, you avoid it. So that's what I'm saying. Is it you have to be strategic about taking in those types of carbs, or even after the post workout, berries, fruits, berries, post workout, a little fat or whatever, how do you differentiate between post workout or even in pre workout fruits versus whatever you eat throughout the day? Is my question.
Well, the post workout, you do 2 carbs to every gram of protein, and for me, the same principle. The carbs are healthy, complex carbs with protein. That's the thing.
Okay.
It's versus the high glycemic sugars, the simple sugars. I just do just the complex carbs, and then 2 grams of that versus every gram of protein. That's what I do. Now, if I'm have a refeed meal and I want to get some food that I like, I do that after a good workout, and that's the best window. So you can, but I only do that for those purposes. If I'm trying to get in like a refeed meal, with my refeed meals are meals that I actually want that may be a little higher in carbs. So I do those meals at that time.
Okay.
But just protocol for me is 2 carbs per gram of protein.
Now, let me ask you about this, because I know a lot of people have talked about it. I've heard it, talked about ad nauseum. What is your protein intake requirements? Because I've heard it up and down, all around, all the other stuff. So, what are your thoughts?
I hear that a lot too. It's based on your weight. A lot of people tell you just do a pound, what is it, a gram, per pound of body weight.
Right.
So it's been proven that that's the same, that's the protocol, but it's per kilogram of body weight. Per kilogram. Okay. So you have to factor that equation into how much protein you take in. So I think the equation is like 0.45. 0.45 is
per kilo.
Yeah, per kilo.
Okay.
So you just do the math and times that by the gram, which is the most that I recommend someone take is 2 grams per kilogram body weight. That's the max.
Okay. That's the max.
That's the max. 2 grams.
Whey protein or pea protein?
Oh no.
What?
That pea. Yeah, that pea protein. Man.
No.
Man.
A lot of vegans take that protein, whey protein all day, man. It's a complete protein.
Yeah, exactly. Pea, because when I was trying to do that vegan stuff, I had to actually put pea protein with this brown rice protein,
it's
and it
too
was
much.
trash.
It's too much. You have to mix. That's why I don't like being vegan. You have to mix all of this different type of food just to get complete protein.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm just
So you
like,
said
nah, bro.
so the pea protein you guys think have no merit. It just get it out of here. It's trash.
Well, it's not a complete protein. You have to put it. You have to
It's
put
not a
it with.
complete protein.
Yeah, you have to put it with someplace else. There's certain things on that chain that are missing, and I had to
It's
put. I
Yeah,
had to put a brown rice
protein is built.
protein. Yeah,
Protein is built from amino acids. So all those you're not getting the complete amino acid chain in pea protein.
yeah. You're not.
what do you what do you guys find whey protein without the soy lectin? I can't. It's like impossible to find a clean protein. What do you guys recommend? That's why I stopped. That's why I stopped. I can't find a clean whey protein. Point me in the right direction.
I use my protein because they for the last 8-9 years they have been ranked in the top 5 on the Labrador. I use Labrador to because they're independent tester.
What's the brand?
My protein,
MyProtein.
myprotein.com. Yeah, and they're consistently in the top 5, especially their ISO. But a lot of these protein people are starting to get a little pricey. I figure I only use whey protein, a scoop before and maybe a scoop or 2 after.
Okay.
But the concentrate.
So ISO all day. I know ISO concentrates.
Yeah, I
ISO.
use ISO. I use ISO because I got my little stomach stuff, so I just want to ease my breakdown. But I've heard there's not much difference between the ISO and the concentrated protein, whey protein, except for the price. So,
All right.
but I usually try to offset that with my apple cider vinegar to get my bile up, so I can get my juices flowing.
Okay.
But hey, now and this is another question: carb cycling. Now, what do you have you? I know you've experimented with it. What are your thoughts on it? Alternating your carbs on the days you work out versus the days where you're just not in the gym and you're active. Maybe you're just out doing some lifts and you just walking, but you don't need all the carbs because you're not in that type of environment where you're exerting so much energy. What are your thoughts on that? On the carb cycling?
I mean, in my opinion, carb cycling is cool. There's nothing wrong with it. But it just depends if my goal. It depends on your goal. If it's kind of hard to do carb cycling if you're trying to build muscle because you need carbs for energy. You get what I'm saying? But if you're if you're trying to lose weight and you may be struggling with you may be tempted with eating some high calorie foods. That's one of the things I would suggest, which would be carb cycling, because you could kind of you're getting the foods that you want, and you're still in a caloric deficit throughout the week.
Okay, now let me ask you this, because when people say I want to lose weight, sometimes they mean they just want to lose fat.
Mm-hmm.
So when losing fat, is there a different strategy than losing weight? Because sometimes people are just big and they just want to be smaller. So they may decrease their calories down below their BMR and they lose some muscle too, but they want to get smaller overall versus somebody like myself that I just want to lose fat and still maintain my muscle. I've always heard it's easier to do one thing and then do another instead of you trying to do a recomp.
Okay, so if that's the goal you want, and we touched on it earlier, high intensity. So a lot of tri-sets, a lot of supersets, a lot of giant sets. The key thing is keeping your heart rate up for as long as you can through the workout. If you want to lose body fat, that's the way to go. Another thing is a jump rope. Jump rope. So you jump rope, you could start off maybe 30 seconds, rest maybe 20 seconds. Try to do that maybe 2 minutes after your workout, and then try to build your way up to probably about 8 to 10 minutes, cycling on and off, 40 to 20 or 30 to 20. That's also another way to burn body fat and not weight. This high intensity, and a jump rope is a good tool to use as well.
Now, I personally, I jump rope 5 minutes, but I usually do it before my workout, I jump rope 5 minutes to kind of get my body warmed up, and then I'll go and do my workout. But is there any particular way to jump rope? Like you want to jump rope 30 seconds real hard and then wait 5 seconds or 10 seconds and then hit it like that and do, a cycle of 8 or 10, and then that you do that as a finishing after your workout?
40-20. 40-20 is good.
Okay. 40-20
for 8 minutes.
Okay.
8
40,
minutes.
20. Okay.
8 minutes.
So you rest, you go 40 seconds and then rest 20.
Yes. That's a good workout. At
finisher.
the end. Yeah.
Finisher.
Yeah, that's a good finisher.
Yeah. Now, because I like doing the jump rope, but also I like to warm up because I'm a little bit older and stuff. One more thing, the importance of stretching. I personally had go through an injury and stuff and whatnot, and now I am definitely back into the stretching portion of it. How critical is that in your overall workout, incorporating that portion or that aspect of it as well? Because we're talking about lifting weights and all the other stuff, but the stretching, your flexibility is also very important. Is that something that you advocate for? If so, could you tell us how you get your students to add that to their routine?
Yes, it's vital. You have to warm the muscles up. Just like if you were dealing with a car, you have to warm your car up. You have to warm your body up. Okay, you have to warm your body up, and then also it's 2 types of stretching you could do: dynamic and static stretching. So the dynamic will be at before you start your workout, basically just mimicking some of the movements that you're going to be doing. But you always want to warm your body up, get the blood flowing, and just really getting those muscles ready and prepared for the work it's about to do. And after, it's just as important, at least 30-second stretches, 30 seconds holds, for each body part that you work. That prevents number one, soreness. Okay, helps prevent the onset, because hey, if you don't, you still may be sore, but it's going to be worse after 24 to 48 hours if you didn't do any stretching afterwards. And it's also good for injury prevention. You get what I'm saying? So
yes,
if your muscles aren't ready for the work, and then you start lifting, and then some of your muscles, you pull a muscle, and you're screwed. You're out for a while. You get what I'm saying?
You're right. You on injured reserve, buddy.
I'll even go a step further. If you don't even want to lift weights, if weights is not your thing, I think you should stretch every day. Period. In your whole entire life. If you don't want to work out, if you don't do sports, you should get out and you should stretch, because those muscles are still being worked. Maybe not as intense, but they are. And if you do work out, I think you should do stretches after and before, because it does help with the inflammatory issues also.
Yeah.
So stretching is, I swear by it. I started stretching a year and a half ago when I got my back injury. And look, I don't take no medications or nothing. I looked at a couple of stretches on YouTube, and I do them religiously, man. I have no issues at all.
Yeah, the main thing is the static stretches well, let me start. The dynamic stretches are before the workout. And it's basically just mimicking the movement. And then static stretches, static holds is basically holds. You want to do it anywhere from at least 20 to 30 second holds on the body part that you use. It's extremely important, man. It really is.
Hey, Nolan, could you speak on, bro, everybody wants to cover this 6-pack. And I try to tell brothers, stop it with doing sit-ups. You got to do,
you got to get rid of that fat.
Yeah, it's diet and obviously hit explosive type movements. Yeah. Stop with sit-ups.
Yeah, so for 6-packs, of course, the diet, the body fat, high intensity workouts, the jump rope. A lot of people don't like the row machine. The row machine, and I don't know if you guys have the Versa Climber. It's like the Stairmaster.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're doing cardio and you want to get muscular benefits as well, the row machine and the versus Stairmaster is what you want to do, because number one, it gets you cardio and it gets you the muscular benefits, and it takes your target heart rate to another level. So you getting you getting everything. You getting the complete package. Those two machines. Stay away from the treadmill. Stay away from the traditional Stairmaster. Stay away from all of that crap. Stick with
Nolan, do you think it's possible brothers can bulk up at the same time and get a six pack, or
Oh
they
no,
got to
man.
shred that first, or
No, you got to do one or the other. So if you it's different seasons. It's either bulking season or shredding season.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You hear all these people talking about, well, you can do a recomp. I'm like, no. I said the recomp is it seems like it's too much into it. Your body's confused.
Exactly. They call it congruent training.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
what they call it when you're trying to do two things at the same time. Your body gets confused and you end up with no results. You get what I'm saying?
No, you're right. Now, let me ask you this: would you rather bulk up and then try to lean out, or would you rather trim the fat and then try to bulk up from there? What is your personal strategy?
My personal strategy, I like to bulk up for it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Well, I like for me, I'm pretty much a classic endo. So my approach is, I think I want to lose as much fat first, and then kind of ease my way up.
It's your own personal preference on what you want to do. You literally could make that decision yourself. It's no wrong or right way. But for me personally, I like to bulk up in the fall. Around. I'm gonna be honest. I like to eat, right? So probably around after Labor Day, going into like Thanksgiving, Christmas, a little after New Year's. That's when I like to do my bulk, and then come around spring. That's when I start leaning out into the summer. So
Gotcha.
I'm strategic with me, but it's all everyone's personal opinion. But I definitely like the bulk after, after the summer, and going into the fall, the late fall.
Now, during those seasons, because we were talking about calories earlier, but I forgot because I got distracted. Your approach on calculating your calories. Now, I know we talked about, you said you like to have a complete meal, as far as proteins, fats, and stuff. But say I want to bulk, and how do I come up with how many calories I'm going to need to bulk? And what's my ratio? Is your ratio like a 30-30-35 or on the food? Because you say it's balanced to get 100%. How do you come up with how much you're going to eat, and how do you break it down?
Well, it just all depends on the goal. How much muscle someone wants to put on. That depends on how much protein that is allocated for that person. So with my students, it's literally a custom approach. You get what I'm saying? So
Gotcha.
It just depends on what their actual goals are. But if you're trying to bulk, again, Travis talked about it. You have to be in the surplus. So you're not going to bulk doing 2,500, even 2,800 calories. You're going to have to be up probably close to 3,000 calories if you're trying to bulk. You get what I'm saying? So of course, most of that is going to be protein and carbs.
Hey, could you please dead this notion, brothers? We shouldn't eat so much red meat and want to eat more chicken and turkey. You don't co-sign that madness, do you?
You say we shouldn't?
No. I hear a lot of. And this is how I think on a lot of brothers condemning red meat. Now it's a lie from the Western world about red meat is bad for you. Now, and I say, okay, how can an animal that eats grass all day be bad for you versus the chicken or turkey, which they eat maggots? Now, I eat chicken and turkey, but they eat maggots and bugs, and how can that be better than an animal eats grass all day? We talk from its natural standpoint. And I know you heard this argument before. Too much red meat is bad.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. Lean meats, you want to stick to your chicken and your fish, man. That's just
Okay.
what I mean. the thing is, if you eat that stuff, it's limitations. Just limit it. Don't just go all in on it. You get what I'm saying?
You know, I mean, moderate, but you know, a lot of people they frown upon red meat versus a chicken, which I eat chicken, but I'm saying the superior animal is the red meat, right? When you say so, the the meat, the profile of the the nourishment, the nutrition of the chicken versus the bison per se. And that bison blow that chicken away.
What is the thing? Like the lean meats is going to be like your lean beef, your chicken, your fish, your salmon. Now, if like again, man, it's your own personal preference. If you want to eat those other meats, just limit it. Just limit your intake on that, man.
What's your take on organ meat?
Organ meat? Hey,
liver.
Hey, look.
Hey,
look.
Hey,
No,
you know
look.
what? It's some benefits, but it's not enough for me to eat.
Yeah. Hey, look.
Hey,
he's trying to get me to get this liver, and I'm trying to incorporate it into my red meat, but because I have seen, it's more nutrient dense, and like I've seen people that'll take 25% of it and mix it up with their ground beef. But
I've been taking grass-fed beef supplements for like 6 months. I feel like I run through a wall, man.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, just don't let it be a brick wall. But anyway. No.
Okay. I just, a lot of people, like,
You know what I do? I try to cycle. I try to cycle my proteins. Like 1 week I'll have red meat and chicken, and then the following week I'll have turkey and fish. So I alternate weeks. Like 1 week my protein sources will have like I said, chicken and red meat. Another one will be turkey and fish and whatnot. So I don't eat the same.
I want to tell everybody who's listening, please. Turkey, if you eat traditional turkey, I had brothers, man, that worked there. Like my hometown is close to like turkey farms, and what I heard how they feed these turkeys, man, it'll make you sick. Like,
well, it's the same thing. You get the organic. Yeah. I'm an advocate if you can afford it to get something that's a little bit cleaner because you know what you're getting. But I like to rotate my protein sources because your body gets used to you eating red meat all the time. Now, to me, I think red meat is good because of the testosterone element of it, and it has been shown to raise testosterone. But at the same time, you can just rotate your proteins and still get the benefits from it. But me eating a steak all day, every day.
No, it get old,
Yeah, it get old real quick. So that's just some of the things that people have to take into account. But as far as men are concerned, the saturated fat is good for our testosterone.
Yeah.
So I always try to include it every other week to a certain extent. Even if I get the 93.7 lean meat, there's still enough in the red meat itself to be beneficial.
Okay. Yeah, moderation always.
Yeah, moderation. Yeah. I'm not running down here and getting me a double whopper with cheese every night. That meat is trash.
When's the last time you ever ate that? When's the last time you had some?
Look, let me tell you something. We were at the airport in Phuket going to Pattaya. And the only thing that was there was the Burger King. So we went and ate at the Burger King. But when I tell you there's a difference between eating fast food overseas versus eating in the States. Because that burger, you could see like the texture of it. Like you could see like even though it was made a certain way and it tasted.
It wasn't processed.
No, it wasn't processed. You could tell the difference, and that was kind of shocking. But people that travel kind of know that. A lot of these countries, they don't prepare this food the same way in the States because a lot of the food they have is in their country. They already have that beef, and they have certain standards that don't allow them to put all these chemicals and all the other stuff that they do here in the States.
Did you
why our food kills us?
When you was over there, did you have some of that yak?
No, I didn't have any of that yak. I'm gonna tell you what I was drinking. I was killing. So watermelon, seeded watermelon is not in abundance.
I can imagine. I'll kill
over there. They have this drink where they take seeded watermelon, they mix it up, and they put it into like a little Slurpee. Man,
wow,
bruh, I was killing them. It was 110 degrees. Hey, I was killing them. But
watermelon's life, man.
Yeah, but it was, but the food there was healthier because it was non-GMO versus here in the States. And
Yeah.
you don't have the same effect. It doesn't sit in your stomach. You can eat something and an hour later you're still hungry. You're like, damn, what
Brothers
is that
living
doing?
on
Yeah,
brothers living on it with damn balls. They got no excuse, right? It's lazy fucks, right?
that's my point. You overseas with better food, then you should make better choices. But that's why we're here tonight, because some brothers don't think this is important. They think I can travel and still live my best life. I can just
Nah,
pop, I can just pop this blue pill and I'm gonna be good. And then they up there
that's crazy.
looking like Fred G. Sanford talking about Elizabeth, I'm coming to join you with a heart attack and
Yeah,
stuff. Like, what's
yeah.
wrong?
That stuff got side effects, man.
Yeah, exactly. Especially as you get older, you want to be
Yeah,
able to have the motivation. That should be motivation enough, because you're
your health is
traveling
wealth, man.
overseas, and you want to be able to function, and you pulling up with 12 jelly glazed donuts, you ain't functioning. Oh man, but Nolan, one more thing. I don't want to keep you too much longer. Damn,
Yeah.
we've been going almost an hour, 40 minutes. Um, Testosterone for us as men. Uh,
On
how do you tackle that issue as far as we get older? We know testosterone decreases and stuff. Outside of supplementation, do you have a certain strategy that you use to kind of help increase testosterone? I know weight training increases it,
good.
but
We
is
all
there a
good.
certain it is a strategy that you use
Mhm.
to increase testosterone in some of your older clients and stuff?
Yeah, I just of course weight training, and then another thing is just some things to avoid. Some of the foods
Hmm.
avoid. Some of cardio, some of the things been a long-winded cardio, not hours. It's some brothers that
Yeah,
be hours on a cardio that lowers testosterone. You get what I'm saying? So basically, stay away from those things. So just some do's and don'ts. Um, because I'm not big on really supplementation. For,
Right.
I'm big on just maintaining a balanced diet, a healthy diet, not restricting foods, being able to eat a variety of foods, and maintain a good regimen in the gym.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So, because that's the big rage as far as men as they get older, testosterone decreases and all that other stuff. But you can kind of curb that through diet, through
Yeah,
exercise, avoiding the things that we were talking about. Soy is not your friend. Some of the BPA stuff. Start drinking out of glasses instead of all these plastic cups and whatnot, and other things of that nature to be aware of. And the big thing for me is the condiments. That's like my
yeah,
pet
yeah,
peeve.
yeah,
That's like my
yeah,
pet peeve, because I know soy is such a disruption in our
yeah.
system, and uh, which is another reason why I like to fast, because even if I do slip up and something gets into the system and whatnot, then I
Yeah.
can say, okay, I can let the body get it out, and hopefully it doesn't affect me.
and
Uh,
also stress, man. Stress,
Hmm.
Speak on it. Yeah, stress. We in the
uh,
matrix. We in the matrix, son.
lack of proper like sleep.
Hey,
Trying to
hey,
make
hey,
sure
Nolan,
you get,
how much sleep do you think you should get? At least 6 or 7. What you think? Something.
man, at least minimum. I want minimum 7. It's
7. Yeah, yeah,
minimum 7, but 7 to 8. You want to make sure that you're getting, yeah, because you don't want to increase your cortisol levels. You don't want
Right.
to decrease your testosterone. I mean, those are things that you have to do. Try to stay as stress free as you can, man.
yeah.
Meditate. Get away.
Catch flights. That's what we do. We meditate.
Yeah,
Get the hell away.
yeah, get away, put on some calm music or whatever music that you like. Do breathing exercises. You get what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
seriously, a lot of people don't do that. Meditate. Meditate really helps bring the stress down and lower, your cortisol levels. I'm telling you, man,
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. And I think for a lot of us here in the Matrix, that's what we call the United States the Matrix. That it is very stressful. We do have brothers that when they travel, they feel that monkey off their back.
Yeah.
And then they come back to the States, and it's like you're back in the pressure cooker. So they don't have any way of handling the stress, and then sometimes they eat, they drink, and this stuff is detrimental for your long-term health.
That's the worst thing.
Definitely the worst thing. So the mental aspect of it is a big thing, but you definitely got to get that sleep. I personally got to have 8 hours. I can't do 6. I'm grumpy. So I need 7 to 9 hours, just so that I can feel rested and functional. And you don't really get that good fat burn until you get into that deep portion of your sleep. So you want to get that nice REM sleep where you dreaming and stuff, thinking about catching your flight and stuff, and then you wake up and you feel refreshed. You're like, damn, I'm back here, but it's all good though. Intermittent fasting and fasting. Do y'all alternate between the two?
Yeah, switch it up.
Yeah. What to me? Well, first off, let me just say, fasting is fasting. It's just intermittent fasting is based on a lifestyle. Some people eat smaller eating windows and stuff, but they still are taking in food. Fasting, on the other hand, is that where you don't have any caloric intake at all. And I personally have done long duration of fasting. But I'm an advocate of intermittent fasting just because I don't really like eating breakfast. It's just a hassle for me to get up and try to fix. Just give me my green tea, my supplements, and my lemon juice and apple cider vinegar, and I'm good to go. So
I will say, man, brothers, if men have gotten totally just let themselves go, intermittent fasting is that catalyst to really totally transform you. And then as you lose weight. Then obviously you can lay out the fasting, and then get your calories up and muscle up. So it will totally just transform your body. If you attack it.
But the thing with fasting, man, and that I see people with the after the fast.
Yeah.
After the fast, the weight just doubles.
Yeah. Well,
you know what? You know what? They probably just gorge themselves to death. You gotta break the fast properly, right? And then you gotta slowly introduce the right foods. But yeah, you're right. Some brothers just go crazy and it all come back like that.
Most people after that, after doing something like that, most people, they gain the weight back.
It comes back to discipline. No discipline.
Right.
I don't think you should start fasting until you get into the gym.
Exactly.
And things done. That is more of an advanced thing.
Exactly.
I just started fasting a year and a half ago. I've been lifting weights for years. So when guys figure that out, and then you say, well, what's intermediate or regular fasting? Pick one. Do one first. But you don't need that. If you're talking like T is talking and you're trying to lose weight, get a program down, stick to the program, even though you may not want to go because of bad work. I've had some of my best workouts when I didn't want to go. Those endorphins kicked in, and I'm like, damn, I'm glad I went. So remember,
like a light switch.
A bad workout, even though you may not think you're doing anything. If I had a gym, I wouldn't even have mirrors in it. Too many people in the mirrors. So many people. You know what I'm saying? No mirrors.
We ain't even talking about that.
I wouldn't even have no mirrors in. Because people get discouraged. They think that, I'm not getting anything. You're not going to see anything. The other people will see it. All you need to do is put your head down. If you got this to do, this body part to do, stick with it. Repetition is the key. Stick with it. A bad workout, I can't say this enough. A bad workout is better than no workout.
Yeah,
that's true.
Stick with it.
Yeah.
Nolan, what's your thoughts on training on an empty stomach, like fasted?
Well,
cardio or weights?
Weights.
Well, this is the thing. Food gives you energy. So if you're trying to go hard in the gym, you have to eat food. if you're lifting weights, you're going to have to eat food because you have to have energy.
What's your take on the theory of your body will tap into them ketone tap into that fat source for fuel and use that versus glycogen.
I mean,
Glucose, your glycogen. Yeah, I got you.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, that's all right.
That's true, but it all depends on your goal, on the individual. So for example, if someone was trying to they're trying to build muscle, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have to eat because we're going to do some supersets, we're going to do some trisets, we're going to do some giant sets.
Yeah.
You're not going to have any energy to do that if you have an empty stomach.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your
eating
goal.
on an empty stomach is an advanced thing that guys been in the gym long enough that know their ins and outs. So
that would make somebody drive. That would drive a novice crazy.
We're confusing a lot of guys, but we got to talk. We are experienced guys, so we have to keep the conversation a little bit more watered down because I know there's guys saying, "Man, this is too much for," and this is the whole thing that they don't want to deal with it. All the numbers, all the things. We have to. I don't want to say dumb it down. We have to water it down. We can't keep going into this complex because we know what we're talking about.
Yeah,
I have personally worked out on an empty stomach and it worked. But I've been working out for years.
Yeah.
I would not recommend that to somebody who's just trying to get in.
Yeah,
you have to understand.
Okay.
There's intermediate and there's advanced.
Right.
Obviously, the four brothers on this panel is a little bit more advanced, so we got to knock it down to somebody who don't even know what a weight rack is.
Yeah.
You don't even know what sets from reps.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
we have to bring it down to them.
Rest time,
And
all
when
the
you
other
see
stuff.
this, and when you see this, you're like, man, that's why I ain't in the gym because I get so confused.
It's a lot.
Break it down.
Baby
You gotta
steps,
break
right.
it down for them. Exactly.
But see, with CG, that's why we got Nolan here because if you confused, then all you got to do is go check out Nolan on Facebook. Jamel would drop the link.
I'm gonna add Nolan.
Yeah. He can hook you up so that he can explain all this gibberish. You've already seen the promo, so he already in shape, and he can guide you through. He's gonna be able to make you a custom workout based on your schedule, based on your specific criteria and needs, and he'll sit down with you and walk you through the process. And at the same time, you're learning, which is the reason why we brought him up here because guys do get confused. Some dudes do get discouraged, and a lot of us as black men, we do like to work out, but at the same time, for somebody that's a neophyte to the gym and they have no idea where to start, all you got to do is just go to Nolan. Nolan is here to help you.
And it's not just don't overthink it. That's the thing. Don't overthink it. Just go ahead and make the first step.
Just get moving. Just
just get started. Jump in. And that's why, you have, other people here, myself, other fitness professionals that are here to kind of show you and guide you. But I'm just going to be honest, man. The decision, you just have to make a decision to get in the ring. Just make a decision to get in the ring because it's we are talking a little bit advanced, but it's not that hard,
Right.
Get in the gym. If you're trying to, if you want to lose weight, you have to eat at least, 4 to 5 times a day minimum.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And then if you want to build muscle, you have to make sure that you're fueling your body with food so you could be able to build muscle. So I mean, it's not that hard, but just to have the guidance on how to do that is what a lot of people lack. It's the guidance on how to do it.
Yes. And I think that's an important aspect that gets forgotten is that you have to have somebody, either if somebody's not there to train you, you need guidance. And I think that's where a lot of people get confused is that they don't have the guidance and they're like, okay, well, I can do it on my own. Mm-hmm. They go to a couple of YouTube channels and they think they've gotten it and they get there and they don't get the results. Some people
and they quit.
Yeah.
They quit.
Yeah. Yeah, they quit.
And they could act that. And what's frustrating is we have brothers that I know for a fact that could actually do it. If they had the guidance, but
But
they try one time, like you say, YouTube, or try to Google something and it don't work, or the worst thing, try what another friend or another buddy is doing. It may not work.
it definitely may not work for you. It definitely may not work for you.
Weight training is very, very. Always have this in your vocabulary when you plateaus. Plateaus is a thing of weight training. You're gonna have them. They're gonna come up, and you're gonna have it. Weight training is mind. It's the mind thing. You should already be done with your workout before you go into that gym, because you should be thinking about what you're doing. Oh, I'm at work. Okay, what I got today? I got chest, tries, and buys. Let me work on this. Your workout should already be done before you even actually apply it, before you physically do it.
Yep. That, I mean, like you said, it is a mindset that has to you have to acquire before you jump in and doing it. Because I've seen people all the time that sit up and just go to the gym, and I'm looking at them like, you have no structure. You did 1 or 2 reps, and then you sitting there on your phone for 10 minutes. I'm like, dude, you ain't working out. You in the way. You need to get the hell up and get the hell on, because I got things to do.
Yeah, exactly. I see people on the apparatus for about an hour, and it's like, you in the way, and it's always the leg thing. Everybody want to hit the legs. Everybody on the leg shot.
Man, look at.
Yeah, that's
in Brazil, you can't even hit the weight rack, the leg rack after 5 o'clock. It's like going to the movies. You waiting around the corner for it.
That's what you have to explain, and that's, again, you have to teach. It's teaching, guiding, because you can't come there and I call it playing around. You can't come to the gym and
playing around.
I mean, honestly, reps, sets, and rest. Those important factors that affect your entire workout.
Yeah.
So you have to be taught that, and then you'll stop playing in the gym when you get the knowledge. You get what I'm saying? Because you'll get in there and do some real work.
Hey, Nolan, I wear a stopwatch. The old school stopwatch, like the power track stars and stuff. I wear an old school stopwatch around my neck.
I hate that watch.
I know. But what that watch does, it keeps me on track, because I know how much time between each set, I know how much time between each rep, and I know what I'm supposed to be doing. So if you come up and talk to me, click, all right, you can talk to me for about 2 minutes. Because I like to do 3 minutes per exercise, because I hit it pretty hard. But when I'm going to that next exercise, I know I got a certain time frame that I want to hit, and I don't need to go over it. And everybody's looking at me like, why do you have that stopwatch on? I say, because it keeps me from getting distracted. I don't have my personal phone, anything for me to check my messages and all the other stuff. When I come into the gym, I'm going to say, hey, how you doing? Might say a couple words, but I'm hitting the clock, and it's time to get in and get this work.
That's right.
I'm ready to get in, get out, and get the hell on.
That's right.
I ain't into the lollygag, take pictures for the Instagram, be in the damn bathroom taking pictures and shit in the mirror. I said, damn, bro, ain't you got a mirror at home? Why you gotta do that shit here?
Flexing hard.
All that shit. I'm like, what you doing on the squat rack? You got a stand, a tripod and shit. I'm like, dude, you ain't no fitness model. Hell, your ass big as hell. What you got you need a tripod of you pushing a sled. Like,
they spending more time in the locker room than they are in the weight room.
Dude. And that's the thing now. Everybody's taking pictures of them bench pressing. I'm like, so what? You bench press some weight. You still big as hell. You ain't lost no weight.
What gets me is they get the tripod with the phone and put it in the way.
I like you all in the way. Yeah. I'm like, are you a personal trainer? Are you creating a promo? That's one thing, but you just up here talking about, look at me. I was in the gym. I did 2 squats. Yeah, but you spent 20 minutes on the phone. You ain't did shit.
And your form is bad. Your form is bad.
Yeah. So, hey, man, look, if we going on 2 minutes, I don't want to keep Nolan too much longer. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. If anybody got any questions in the chat, please put them in the chat now, and we'll get Nolan to answer them. But if not, we're going to wrap it up. And, in this session of BMO Radio for tonight. Travis, were you yawning?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay, yeah. Well, that's the cue then.
Yeah,
All right,
time to
No,
damn.
no, no, no. It's good. I mean, I love
Hey,
fitness. I love
hey, hey, we see who not getting their sleep.
Yeah, I know, right?
nah, no.
That's why
I'm
you asked
using
the
it.
question.
No, I'm using it bed about 9:30, but I'm staying up a little late for this convo, man. I
Okay, all
love,
right, all
taking
right, all
fitness.
right, all right, all right,
Yeah, I'm
all
in the
right,
bed
Travis.
9:30 at night.
Yeah, hey,
I
well,
try to get 7
Gotta
hours.
go, gotta go.
Sleep is a must.
yeah, gotta go, gotta go. Well, all right then. Hey, we're gonna go ahead and end this, man. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to Nolan for gracing us with his time and sharing
and
his knowledge and
knowledge.
stuff. Because once again, we definitely need to be in tune with our fitness, especially as black men that are traveling, traversing the world. It's very important for you to be able to maintain your health, because if you don't have that health, then you don't have the wealth to travel, and that's definitely an important aspect of that traveling.
That's
Uh,
right.
we have dropped the link to his YouTube channel. Please go over there and subscribe. You know, he's just getting started on YouTube, but he's real big on Facebook. But we want to go ahead and help this brother out, because he's doing the work, and we want to make sure that we can get him as many subscribers as possible. Go join his Facebook group. He's got clients.
Appreciate that.
If,
Appreciate
if,
that.
if, if if you really need help, and all the stuff that you heard tonight was a struggle, go check him out. And I don't know if you locally here in the Dallas Fort Worth area, reach out to him, and he can give you some knowledge, some custom one-on-one type things that can help get you in the right direction. Because the bottom line is, we want black men to be healthy mentally, physically, emotionally, and financially. And us bringing Nolan on tonight is just adding to that overall goal of what the Black Man's Option does. So with that being said, I'm going to give final thoughts. Travis, G-Dub, and then Nolan, I'm going to end with you, and then we're going to take it on up out of here. So Travis, what do you have to say besides yawning?
Hey, you know what, man, we have to be scholars of nutrition, because here in the Western world, there's booby traps everywhere with food. The food is literally a weapon to get you sick, to funnel you right into the death care. So we gotta become educated in what we put in our bodies, man, down to the salt. That's it.
Definitely. I'm definitely going to keep up with that, because I like the sea salt, and I just put it in my water. But I try not to add any salt to that. All right, Trav. Hey man, I appreciate you coming on, man. We chop it up, man.
All right,
All right, try.
all right, brother.
Hold on, let me see here. There we go. All right, G.
Yeah, my thing is, if you're going to start a workout, it's a lifestyle change. It's not. It can be a hobby, but you have to incorporate this with your life. Always, especially our brothers, go to the doctor and get checked up every year. And when you want to start this rigorous training, because it's going to transform your body, I suggest you go get checked out again. Just get a full physical before you get into the weight room. That's about it.
Yeah, you know what? That's definitely important. Your blood work. I know we didn't talk about it, but knowing where you're at, how to start, is essential. You know,
Especially with traveling, press. Especially with the traveling too.
yeah,
Always
yeah.
get a checkup before you travel.
Yearly checkup should be on everybody's schedule. Whether it's just blood work, seeing a doctor. That's one thing that we do as black people. We tend not to go to the doctors, but until it's too late. I myself, at 50, I had the blood work, and they check you for the polyps and all the other stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I want to make sure that I'm in my best condition when I travel, because when I get there, I want to be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor. But
That's right.
definitely that blood work and going and checking out with your doctor is definitely important. Definitely important. Appreciate that, G. All right, man. I'm gonna drop
All
you
right.
off.
Okay.
Have a good one, man.
All right, Nolan. You too, bro. It's good meeting you, brother.
All right, you too, man.
And let's see. last but not least, Nolan, uh, give us some final thoughts for tonight.
Mhm. All I gotta say is, man, just if you're looking for motivation, uh, focus more on discipline. Okay, focus more there. You may feel like it's not the right time, or I'm too busy, or I just don't feel like it. Make it a priority. Okay, make your health a priority. Okay, like Eric said, health is wealth. So we have to make sure that we're healthy in order to do everything that we do. It starts with nutrition. It starts with daily physical activity, making sure that we are active. So it all starts there. So make the first step, and make up in your mind that, hey, I'm going to do this, and just go all in and be dedicated and be consistent. And I'm sure you'll get to your goal.
Man, that I'm telling you, it's hard to start, but once you get started, it's hard to stop. Like
Yes.
there's times where I haven't been able to work out, and I'll get depressed because I can't go to the gym, and I'm like, man, I'd much rather be depressed not being able to go work out, and then or me just not working out because like I said, I'm an older gentleman at 50, but when I step out in other countries, they think I'm like 38, 39, and I feel good. Like I'm good to go. Got the bald head going, so you already know.
Yeah,
Ladies love
yeah,
that, yeah. And you all swole with that extra medium shirt on.
yeah. Oh
You
man,
already know.
you're
You
a
already
mess,
know what it
man.
is. Nah, I'm just messing with you. Oh, and that baby oil. You gotta get that baby oil squirted on and do some push-ups before you leave the room. Be like,
I
God
know,
damn,
right?
that motherfucker big. But anyway, hey Nolan, hey man, I really do
Oh
appreciate you
man,
coming on, man. I sincerely enjoyed it.
yeah.
Yo, hey, and we're probably gonna do a Dallas meetup sometime this year. I'm
Oh
hoping.
yeah, for
So
sure,
and
for
so
sure.
we got a lot of BMO brothers out there, and
Oh,
I'd
definitely.
love to come out there just kick it with you and
Oh, for sure,
whatnot.
yeah,
And you know what? Like I said before, we're always here to
yeah.
promote. Anytime you want to come up, you want to
Mhm.
share some experiences, whatnot, or you got something you want to drop, hey man, drop it in the Facebook. Don't worry
Will do.
about it, advertisement, because we're here to promote you. We
Will
are the
do.
network group that travels, and we are here to continue what we're going to continue to do, which is support other black men.
I
Hey man,
appreciate it. I
hey man, I
appreciate it,
appreciate
man.
I appreciate your time, brother. Hey, and you have a good night, and
Thanks.
we'll talk to you soon, brother.
Thanks for having me, man.
All right. Yeah. So, uh, to reiterate, it's very important for us to be able to travel, and I know we get excited because we leave the Matrix. It's a destination that we can't wait to get off the plane and get to. But if you get off the plane and you grabbing your chest because you have a heart attack because you're so excited to be there, then that defeats the purpose of you working so hard to get to that destination. And I know a lot of us, we take it for granted because we think we're healthy when we're not. And a lot of the things that kill us come out of nowhere. There's no symptoms. We think we're fine. And out of the blue, it hits us. So it's better to be proactive than reactive. That was the reason why we did the show tonight. And I want to appreciate everybody that came up on the panel. Once again, shout out to my man Nolan at RightTrac Fitness. Go check out the links. Brother had the wealth of knowledge. My man Travis and G Dub, I appreciate y'all coming up tonight. And take it seriously because it's too many of us that are dying at a young age. And even traveling overseas, it's starting to become an epidemic. So take the time to sit down with whoever. Right track is basically the person that we want you to go to, but if not, somebody that's in that realm and get some mentoring, get some knowledge, get something that's going to push you in a direction to where you can start living a healthy lifestyle because you only got one life, so you might as well live it to your fullest. Now, with that being said, we would not be on next week It will be the July 4th holiday, and even though we just talked about his health, I know y'all Negroes gonna get some cognac and some hot dogs. So all that stuff gonna go out the window. You're gonna start next week. But on the July 9th show, we will be back July 9th, and we will be sitting down. This has been a special request by Coach Greaves. He wants to have a Ask Coach Greaves, we call him Coach, show where he's gonna come up and he's gonna answer people's questions and whatnot, and have conversations with people that have been wanting to conversate with him. We're gonna have some invited guests, and it's just gonna be an open forum to talk about things relevant to traveling and certain things that he's working on, and things of that ilk. So be on the lookout for that. We'll be back July 9th. But for everybody else, enjoy your July 4th weekend, and like, share, and subscribe to the channel. We are definitely trying to get more exposure, and as we work, we have 1,070 subscribers. We appreciate the subscribers we do have. The more people that are aware of us, the more content that we're going to put out, the more that we can continue to share our message. So with that being said, appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all gentlemen have a good night. Take care, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.
Everybody in here was picked, selected, chosen. You are a difference maker. You are special. You are somebody. You're a conduit of change, and that's what we're going to do, change things. I don't know if y'all know it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're going to win. You got to understand we're going to win right now, not later, right now. Everybody in here is a change agent. We could go down the line, and every last one of you have a story how you provoke change wherever you've been, in some form or fashion. It ain't no normal guys in here. Everybody's been through something, they come out of it, but you changed the game wherever you've been. Am I right or wrong? You just got to believe. I believe it. You got to believe it.